today's edition of Youth Empowerment Television Show right here on Pan-African Television with me, Abna. This afternoon, I want you to know that the President has acknowledged that our economy is in great difficulty and that we are in a crisis. So what I want an answer to, and what I believe the youth of this country wants an answer to, is what is he and his government doing to ensure that we have financial stability? Because we are all struggling, we are all complaining, from teachers to students to parents, market women. Basic necessities, food, shelter, clothing have become so expensive. The prices have shot up surprisingly, and people are always crying about these things. And I understand that the voice of the people is the voice of God. The people are saying that they do not want the leader of the economic ministry anymore. But it looks as if the president is choking him down our throats, that we should, he's shoving him literally down our throats, that we should work with him. Even the majority in parliament have lost interest in his services. I mean, I know that when we sack the man, it will not give us our economy that, the president promised that he would give us back. But once it gives some relief to the Ghanaian people, I believe it will. I have two gentlemen in the studios who will be helping me discuss how we can have a financial stability. Because it benefits you, it benefits me, business people and everything. So I would love for you to meet them, but I'll take a short breather. When I come back, the show begins. Don't go away.
Are you between the ages of 18 and 25? Bold, eloquent, beautiful and confident? Do you dream to become the face of all tertiary institutions? Then here is your chance. Ghana Students Most Beautiful is here again to make your dreams come true. Audition is on 17th December 2022 at 8 a.m. For more information, you can contact 059-638-9596 or 0548-503-799. Ghana Students Most Beautiful 2023. She dreamt, believed and achieved it. Are you between the ages of 18 and 25? Bold, eloquent, beautiful and confident? Do you dream to become the face of all tertiary institutions? Then here is your chance. Ghana Students Most Beautiful is here again to make your dreams come true. Audition is on 17th December 2022 at 8 a.m. For more information, you can contact 059-638-9596 or 0548-503-799. Ghana Students Most Beautiful 2023. She dreamt, believed and achieved it. Are you between the ages of 18 and 25? Bold, eloquent, beautiful and confident? Do you dream to become the face of all tertiary institutions? Then here is your chance. Ghana Students Most Beautiful is here again to make your dreams come true. Audition is on 17th December 2022 at 8 a.m. For more information, you can contact 059-638-9596 or 0548-503-799. Ghana Students Most Beautiful 2023. She dreamt, believed and achieved it. Are you between the ages of 18 and 25? Bold, eloquent, beautiful and confident? Do you dream to become the face of all tertiary institutions? Then here is your chance. Ghana Students Most Beautiful is here again to make your dreams come true. Audition is on 17th December 2022 at 8 a.m. For more information, you can contact 059-638-9596 or 0548-503-799. Ghana Students Most Beautiful 2023. She dreamt, believed and achieved it.
Before colonization and slavery, Africa had a peaceful governance that we have. There was mobility and there was a lot of development that we experienced here. But then it came slavery, and these ladies are going to let us know what really happened.
To the mid-19th century, our forefathers were enslaved. The slavery lasted for 400 good years.
The nation suffered unexplainable, the physical and mental torture.
You're welcome back from that breather. So the gentleman stability in this country, because both of us need it. We all need it. Maxwell and Jesse, you're welcome.
Thank you very
Jesse
much.
is a regular face. Maxwell, I believe you're going to become a regular face.
Yes, certainly.
Okay, that's nice to hear. I like to see young people, get involved in policy making and discussions about developing the country. Jesse, just in a minute, our time is far
spent.
gone. So just in a minute, I want you guys to introduce yourselves. Then we'll go straight into the conversation.
As you said, I'm Jesse, a student of University of Cape Coast and a medical lab science student and a GT ambassador. Thank you.
That's very important. The
Yeah,
GT ambassador.
it's
Yeah.
I was
very
also
important.
once an ambassador for Accra.
Oh, that's
recently
interesting.
for Accra College of Education.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So, Maxwell, who are you? Want to know you?
Well, I'm Anokumi Maxwell, a student of Accra College of Education and also a member of Dreams of African Youth for Change. And with Dreams of African Youth for Change, we are out there to inspire the young people through leadership and mentorship. Okay, so that is basically that I can say about Dreams of African Youth for Change.
Okay, so let me remind my viewers that you are a key stakeholder in this conversation that we are having this afternoon. So join the conversation on 0209869961. Pick the numbers off the screen if you didn't get it from me. Text me on WhatsApp or normal text message and I'll read your thoughts on this discussion. And if you're watching on Facebook, kindly leave your comments, your views, and then your questions there. Let me remind my beautiful ladies who are the youth this afternoon that being part of a pageant does not always mean it's just all about beauty. It's about your service to the community, being able to make a difference and being a role model to other young people. So be that role model, make that difference wearing a crown and a high heel this year by registering with Ghana Students Most Beautiful. Come for the auditions this Saturday on the 17th of December at 11 a.m. And remember, registration is free. So come take part and, be transformed. So Jesse, straight into the discussion.
Exactly.
What is one key thing that you think if you met the president today or if you met a government today, you would tell them that, look, listen, do this so that you can give financial stability to the people of this country?
Okay, all right. Once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to the great people out there watching us. Before I come to your question, I would like to say a bit of one or two things before I come to your main question. Financial stability is paramount to the growth of the economy of every country. And for a couple of years, you can see that economic transactions are being done successfully in the financial system. So if your financial system is very weak, you are going to have a poor financial stability. In other sense, you are going to have a financial instability. Now, one of the key things that I think the government or the president with 8 policymakers and other people can implement is that they have to take good look of job creation and employment. Second thing, they have to take a good look of our primary sector of the economy. Because let me explain why I said we need to take a good look of our job creation and employment. If people have jobs to do in the country, at the end of the day or at the end of the month or how they are being paid, they get money at the end of the day. And this money are being spent on goods and services. Now, if money is being spent on goods and services, you are going to have a good GDP rate. And if you have a good GDP rate, it means that you have a good resource income. And then the people in your country are being fed on a comfortable level. So the government must take a good look into job creation and employment, because for the past 20 years, you can see that Ghana is suffering from employment crisis and our prospect, which is next year, I think we are still going to suffer from this canker if the government doesn't take a good look into job creation and employment, because it creates a very good economic system for a particular country. Now, coming to the primary sector of the economy, we all know that primary sector deals with raw materials, forestry, water, all those things. Now, if the government is able to solve problems at this sector, it's also going to boost our economic system, because mind you, raw materials being processed in the same country can be sold to our people, and it's all goes in turn to create employment for people in the same country. Now, if we sell our raw materials to people in other countries, then at the end of the day, we will still be a country of natural resources, yet we can write nothing good about it.
Because
So
they are going to process it and bring it back to you.
Exactly,
to sell.
and we are going to buy it at a high price.
Yeah.
So I think the government must take good look at the primary sector of the economy, because every developing country gains much from the primary sector of the economy. Yes, so the government must take good look at the primary sector, since it can help boost our economy.
Yeah.
We shouldn't, compare ourselves to developed countries, because theirs is different from ours. So I think these two things, when the government put in place, can help grow our economic system, and we can head towards financial stability, because Ghana for the past 5 years has been suffering from high-low economic system. Today the dollar is down. I think right now the dollar is around 11.5.
I'm having information reaching me is that now is around 10 something.
10 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are happy that it's around 10 something. But
Yeah, because I mean, when it was 15, we were all shouting. So
Sure.
if it's around 10 now, we should all be jubilated. Isn't that fair?
it's true. But one thing we have to be mindful of is that the government is not trying to make long-term policies to stabilize this rise of dollar up and down.
But there's
Now
no
it's
long-term.
around. I'm coming.
Jesse, but do you agree that there's no long-term plan that could have foreseen COVID? There's no long-term plan or
COVID
long-term policy.
COVID was an unforeseen event. You understand? COVID was an unforeseen event, which cannot be compared to financial, let's say, crisis or event. But we are talking about a commodity, a financial commodity, which is the dollar. And the government can make long-term policies and plans to accommodate, all these things. So we think the dollar is 10.5. It's good and we are okay. But to your surprise, you can go and sleep, and the following day you check, the dollar is back to 12 cedis, 13 cedis. So our problem is that the government is not trying to make long-term policy, and that is our big problem. Whether the ruling government or the opposition or whoever, they are all not trying to make one long-term policy which will help the country. All what they are doing is just for them, is just for their party to be praised. Not for the country to be praised. They are just doing something just for their party to be praised.
Partisan politics.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that in the near future, they can stand up and say that our party did this, our party did that. Not we did for our country. But what they did for their party to be praised, so that at the end of the year, people can vote for them.
Maxwell, Jesse has made some very interesting points that I find quite interesting, because these are the same things that we've been taught in social studies since class 1. Our natural resources are very good. We should protect our natural resources. Is it that the government, I'm trying to find the better word, is it that the government has just turned deaf ears onto these things, or did he not study social studies in this country?
Well, to say, with regards to government processing or bringing out machineries and other stuff that we can use to process our items, to say the government is trying, but then it is not the best of it. As he's saying, even with toothpick, whilst we have the raw materials here, to process it as a problem, we bring them from outside the country to come use here. So with all these things, you could see that it really worries our financial stability. These are commodities or items that we can produce in the country and export them to the foreign world to bring about what? Foreign exchange into the countries. But as he said, here lies the case that all the governments and other agencies or people that are really into these things have become reluctant. It's like they do not see this as a need, or they've not, invested more resources in producing these items or in converting these raw materials to
Into
become
processed
yes
goods,
into
yeah.
finished goods, so that we the local people can also patronize all these items. Okay, so coming back to the financial stability of a country.
Yeah, because you are an activist for change, isn't it?
Yes, please.
So if you had the chance to meet whether the opposition or the current government,
Exactly.
what are the key two things that you would tell them that, look, Mr. This, Mr. That, if you do this or if you did this for our country, we would have had financial stability, or we can have financial stability if you do these two things.
Okay, so first of all, I'll look at the fiscal policy of the country.
Yeah.
That takes into regard the use of government revenue collection and other expenditure to influence the economy, the country's stability. Okay, so it has two things in view.
Yeah.
That is the revenue collection, which deals with our taxation, the tax in and tax
Yeah.
out. So now looking at the GDP rate, now we have these three sectors. We have the industrial sector, we have the agricultural sector, and we have the telecommunication services. Now, I've studied this diagram. You could see that it's the telecommunication services that really add up to our GDP rate. If you have to look at the chart, it's the telecommunication that really add up to our GDP rate. So if the government is really to invest more in technology, as the government is really to invest more into the technology, I think if people are to patronize it, now we have the e-levy year, where people transact money at the long run. There's a sort of tax that are being taken as that are being taken out, and now something which is electronic, it's easily to account for it.
Yeah.
More or less like the direct tax that if I'm to take from the person, it's hardly for someone to account for it. And you see, in our economy where people are not really accountable for their actions, and if you have to go to them, you tell all sorts of things. So I really think if the government is to look at this telecommunication industry and really invest more into it, it will really boost.
You keep talking about investing in it, whereas the government is also looking at taxing it. Which do you think would be better for the country?
So,
because they believe so much in taxing it that the tax, when they tax it and they take the tolls away, our lives all would be in heaven on earth. And yet here we are. And I understand the tolls are coming back. Yesterday I was listening to the minister, and he was saying that in the whole world we paid the lowest, we were paying 50 pesos, and now if the tolls come back, we are not going to pay 50 pesos anymore. I'm as confused as can be. Okay,
so I strongly believe if they are to invest into this sector, that is the telecommunication and with related technologies, at the long run the government will taxes. So if there is more investment in this, where there are people using the technology and other stuffs to work to make life simple, we can produce more. As I said earlier on, we have the raw materials here, but here lies the case. There are no tools and machineries to, convert all these materials into finished goods for us. So if the government is to look at the technology and the telecommunication side, it will really help our economy. It really help us, because now day in, day out,
everybody uses a phone. Everybody has a smartphone.
Yes, and most of the transactions that we do, it's now online. You use your mobile money to transact. Now, that was 2020. The government introduced the QR code for payment. You see, to make life simple. So if the government is to look at all these sectors and these areas and to invest more into it, I strongly believe the economy and with regards to financial stability, it will be one of its best.
I see. So that was one point of yours. So I want to know 2 points from you. Okay, so now then again, we would also look at the microeconomy. Okay. The microeconomy. Now scaling down, it's about scaling down to the lowest, part of the people living in the community. So now... You made mention of agriculture. Yeah. So now, day in, day out, there are people that engage in buying and selling. And if the price of commodities are to increase, it really distorts and really worries everything. Now, recently, the price of fuel increased. And if you had to go buy something, the person will tell you, it has made everything expensive. Everything. When the prices of fuel went up, if you're going to buy this cup for 50 pesos today, tomorrow you go and buy it 1 cedi. The following day you buy it 15 cedis.
Seriously. So I strongly believe the government should look at all this. That is the microeconomy. It should look at scaling down to the people, bringing it down to the people. You see, because if the price of commodity changes in the country, it really affects everything. Because as you said, if you have to board a car, the person will tell you the transportation fare has really increased. So when you also come to the house, you also increase the price, and it brings about a whole lot of chaos and other stuff. So the government should bring about things that will boost agriculture, as my brother said. So what are some of the things that we can do that can boost the agriculture of the country by bringing out about initiatives, using technologies in farming to make the work simple and easier. And also, there are people out there that are having the materials, but they are not getting people to patronize. So I think government, in a way, can create a market for these people so that they can reach out to a large target market out there to get their sales.
Jesse, do you know what I think?
No.
I think that the government is fully aware of all these policies that we've made mention of today. But our key problem is implementation. Do you agree with me?
Wow, interesting. Yeah, 50%.
Jesse is never 100%. What is the other 50%?
Because why should something that will help the country be a problem to you? Why should its implementation? Is it about the process or how they will go about it, or I don't understand.
I have no idea why it is difficult for them, because when you look through all our books that we are taught with, when you listen to their manifestos, when you read their manifestos, they have all these great policies, they have all these great plans, they have all these great ideas on how to, bail us out, on how to make sure our agriculture is top notch. But what is preventing it from happening?
I think it's negligence.
Is what?
It's ignorance and...
You think the government is ignorant?
And negligence also.
Okay, negligence. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best word. It's negligence because I think they know all these things, how to improve the economy. I mean, we have trained economists. I mean, ministers of agriculture, this and this, but you still can't know why they are not implementing all these things. So I think one, negligence. They just don't. And I think they find it to be something small, something of no importance. Yes. Because they are all comparing themselves to the developed countries, what they are doing, taxes and these, and I mean, they are all good. But come down to your country. This is Ghana. Let's sit down. Have a 10-year plan. How are we going to improve our country? We shouldn't compare ourselves to other countries at all. Because our people is different from other people. I mean, Ghanaians, we are different from those in Togo, those in so
our culture is different.
It's different at all. So it makes us different in all aspects of life. So let's come down, let's analyze ourselves, make some 1 or 2 analysis, and let's find out how we can improve our economy. If we do this and that, it will help us. So let's come back and do it. And we should stop doing, I mean, all the unnecessary things that, I mean, we find ourselves doing. Because one thing I know is that if we're able to tackle our primary sector very well, in the next 10 years to come, Ghana will be a darling of the international community. I think if they're able to take a very good look at our primary sector, and also we need skilled and trained labor very well in our economy, in our production sector, because Ghana, we have our raw materials already. But one of the problems is that we don't have trained people to process these raw materials.
So we could even bring the machinery, but people who would be able to use those machineries.
Yes, because I think last week we made a discussion on our educational system. Being very theoretical, not practical. And
we have a lot of engineering students who cannot develop anything.
Exactly. And you see, engineering is something practical. And so if you teach the student on a theoretical base, at the end of, I mean, the 4 years or 6 years course of, I mean, education, the person will come back and not able to fix even one faulty machine. And he's an engineering student.
Yeah, Jesse, one aspect that I understand would be very good for the stability of our finance is our financial institutions. But it looks as if our financial institutions are neither here nor there in this country. Am I the only person who is saying that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so with our financial institutions, now recently, with regards to measures that has been put in place to help the CD restore its value, the president said he's committed in enhancing supervision with regards to
The black market.
Yeah, the black market. How people try to trade back ends so that they would, exempt themselves from paying the tax. You see, so I think it's high time for the financial institutions to bring out regulations, and
Do you think the financial institutions do not have regulations?
they have it, but they really have to spell it out to people so that we would come to our senses that if you are to engage in this, no, it's something that is not good, because whatever we do, the government needs our tax, because it's through our tax that the roads are being built, the schools are being built, and all other stuffs are being built. But then there are people who have sat down and they've said to themselves, no, I can do one or two things. I can bring about counterfeit into the economy, and all these things really worries the economy. You see, why would you engage yourself in the black market just because you know that you pay taxes and all other stuff? You are trying to...
No, but the people patronize the black market. For example, Jesse,
Yes,
if you have $500 right now, and I ask you to go to CBG or Ghana Commercial Bank to go and change it, you would rather see Abochi, because Abochi will give you more than...
give you more.
So you see, that is why I said they really need to spell out. Sometimes it's because of ignorance. Maybe the person might think that what he's doing is to his benefit, but then he doesn't know that.
But the person is unemployed. If I'm unemployed,
Exactly.
I have the dollar. My brother is coming from US. He's brought me some dollars, and I've seen some people here who want to change. Definitely, I would engage in it. Definitely, I would engage in it.
So it is high time for government to, work with all these stakeholders and agencies involved. Like, it needs to sit them down. If you have to do this, this is the effect that it will have on the economy. At the long run, it wouldn't worry only me, it worry all of us. So it's high time government needs to sit with these people involved, speak to them, for them to understand whatever they are doing. It might be out of ignorance, or the person might do that because
Jesse, do you agree with Maxwell that it might be out of ignorance?
I think...
Or it might be personal gain. That is why the person is doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of personal, or because if the person knows that if I'm to come to you to come and exchange this money to this, I would pay a lot of, maybe I'll pay an amount that would be used as a tax. Then for me to pay that tax, I wouldn't come to you.
I think there are laws and regulations that regulate all these things, but one problem, we don't enforce the law concerning these things, and I think there are penalties to it. So our problem is all these things boils down to the government. We have rules and regulations to whatever that you do in this country, whether good or bad. Now, if it is bad, there are penalties to it. So why then the government is not enforcing all these things? So, for instance, I can engage myself in this black market and stuff because I know that the system is free. If we have law enforcement agencies and policy, I will not engage in such a market because I know that when I do it, government will get hold of me. But I think our problem is with law enforcement. Our system and our law is very free. Long way, it shouldn't have happened because our law is not being enforced. If we have law enforcement, certain things will not happen. Certain things will not happen at all. So I think with the black market, the government must look into the law or whatever regulation or policy they have with regards to it. And I think they can make good use of all these high inflation and all sorts of stuff on it. So in a way, I agree with my brother. In a way, I agree with him.
Okay. Yeah. I was almost about to introduce another section of it because I believe our financial structure is crooked. That's why we are always, it's like
it's
having
almost falling.
Jesse has But unfortunately, our time is up. It's 2 p.m. and so we'd have to just give our final words, and then I'm sure we'd have this topic for another time so that we can go in depth on the conversation. So Maxwell, the youth of Ghana are watching you. So what do you have to say to them as we are leaving the show this afternoon?
Okay, so to the youth out there, I would admonish each and everyone to really help in building the economy, because the Ghana that we are talking about, it's you and I, and if we are to, put our heads together and work out, it will really help us. And to speak of the financial stability, I think it's hard time for government to really focus on the educational sector. Much more resources needs to be, placed there, so that we'll get people with expertise, people with the skills, so that when they come out, they are ready people who can, take on tax, not waiting for government to employ them. You see, so people who can, start up something for themselves, without depending on the government. Okay, so that is what I can see.
Okay, Jesse.
Okay, so for the fellow youth outside, I think we must all work together for a better Ghana. And we believe things will get better with time. Everything will get better. So let's hope for the best. That's the possible thing that we can do. Let's hope for the best, and let's try and improve upon our work, our products and styles, and we believe things will get better in Ghana.
Okay, we believe that things will become better in Ghana. Hope is the only thing that we can all cling on to at this point in time. But let me remind all the beautiful young ladies who are watching that not all superheroes wear capes. Some of them wear a crown and they wear high heels, and they make a difference in the society. Join that train of that beautiful woman who can make a huge impact in her community or in the lives of other people by auditioning on the 17th of December 2022, this Saturday at Crossmark Marketing at exactly 11 a.m. Remember, registration is free. Come and represent your institution, your school, and be that queen this year. Go and make an impact in the lives of people. Thank you so much for choosing to watch Youth Empowerment Television Show this afternoon. My name is Abna Bruni. I'll be here tomorrow to serve you. Bye-bye.